New Thought Media Network proudly presents Having Courageous Conversations, where real talk dives deep. Each week we go beyond surface talk. We open our hearts, speak our truths, and dive into the stories that shape us. No scripts, no filters, just powerful, unforgettable conversations about life, purpose, healing, and truth. Join the conversation, because your voice belongs here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel at Having Courageous Conversations or email us at yourshowyourvoice@gmail.com. Now, let's have a courageous conversation.
The views and opinions of our guest and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of New Thought Media Network, or any organization we may be affiliated with. Here at New Thought Media Network, we welcome freedom of speech and courageous conversations. There are many topics that can be difficult to navigate. Challenging the status quo and engaging in lively debate is important to expanding our understanding of one another, and life in general. Creating a peaceful world doesn't happen because no one disagrees, it happens from a willingness to understanding one another. In our programming we strive to expand consciousness and assist people in creating remarkable lives. Your comments are welcome at info@ntmedia.org.
Welcome to Having Courageous Conversations. Whether you're joining us live or you're joining us later and viewing a replay, we welcome you to our show. Thank you for joining us, and know that what we strive to do is explore truth, growth, and conscious living. It's about having conversations that we may not normally have and challenging ourselves to think a little bit differently and perhaps speak about things that we're not comfortable talking about. So welcome. We have a wonderful guest today, and I am going to let Mark Dupuis, my wonderful co-host, introduce you after saying that my name is Cheryl Rogers, and I'm one of your co-hosts.
Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Pleasure to be here, and a real pleasure as well to introduce our guest today, Carrie Hartwick. Welcome aboard, Carrie.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
You're welcome. Carrie's journey has led her to discover the divine within as a constant source of strength, healing, and guidance. By nurturing this inner connection, she continues to grow beyond past experiences and embrace a life of purpose, faith, and joy. Carrie has overcome childhood trauma and has 35 years of addiction recovery. Her resilience, determination, and strong faith play a crucial role in her personal spiritual journey. Carrie is a membership and community liaison coordinator at the Canadian Hard of Hearing Association. Carrie is going to talk to us today about her spiritual path of joy. And I'm going to start asking you a question about your path on becoming a licensed Unity teacher and how that brings you joy.
I first heard of Unity when I lived in Toronto. That would have been mid-1990. And it didn't take long for me to realize that there were courses I could take to learn about Unity. And I'm a retired daycare teacher, so I have teaching in my background. I went, oh, I got to do this. I even went to Unity Village for 1 week, way back in Missouri. It's just something that speaks to me. I want other people to have what I feel, in their own way. And so when I came to Ottawa, and I thought, oh, that was missing again, my spirituality. And again, right away, I started taking a spirit group at Unity Church. And then I started taking courses. And next thing you know, I'm almost ready to enter the LUT program.
Beautiful.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Carrie. So this is a hard question to answer. So just tell me if you want to skip it. But you said you want other people to feel how you feel. Can you explain how you feel?
Yes.
Good question.
Joy is the first answer that comes out. Like, I'm not feeling joy 100% 24/7, but it's definitely a solid foundation today. So when I do have a moment that brings me down or a situation, it may not take me as long to come out of it, because I'm learning if I get stuck or feel like I'm going into depression, my energy just goes, shh. I don't like that anymore. I know, but I have to choose how I want to feel. And learning things spiritually, not just about myself, but for other people as well. It's a sense of freedom. That's what it is. I want other people to have their own sense of freedom. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more, because in my addiction recovery, whatever group I went, they would say, what are you after? And I always said freedom. It was maybe a month after I started Unity in Ottawa, and you guys had a quote about freedom. And I think I emailed the office to get that quote, but it was something about freedom. It's your choice or something. And then, but when the screen went to the next screen, I went, wait a minute, I have a choice? that threw me. I don't even remember what the rest of the service was, because I was like, oh my God, all these years, I'm the one that kept myself in prison. Nobody but me. Why didn't somebody tell me that before?
Wow.
But, so that's, and having the freedom to be me brings many positive emotions, including joy and zeal.
Zeal, yes. That's beautiful. Thank you.
When you said about choice, that it was up to you, for me, sometimes somebody could tell me something today and I wouldn't believe them.
Yeah.
But what is the saying? The penny has to drop, the quarter, nickel, dime, loony, I don't know, has to drop before I can actually take words that somebody is saying to me and feel them and believe them. Is that true for you, or?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Certainly. You could say to me, Marg, it's your choice.
Right.
Freedom is your choice. But unless it resonates for me, I'm not going to believe it. And I wondered if the same thing was for you.
Yeah. So I'm thinking back to in the middle of my recovery too. If somebody said that to me too, you're right. I wouldn't have understood that. I would have went, no, I don't. Because at that time, I would inside my addiction thing. So I had very low self-esteem, and you're right. I am a big believer that everything happened for a reason. And for that particular moment, I was to see that quote about freedom, and it could have happened a week earlier, and I may not have. So I'm learning to appreciate the moment, and as I am allowing myself to be open to them, I get more. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, what I'm hearing is that when you saw that quote on freedom, you had an aha moment.
Yes.
And for you, that was so uplifting to know that you have a choice. And isn't that interesting? Because not just for you, but for all of us. I read The Untethered Soul a little while ago. And, I think it starts with who's the thinker? Who's thinking all these thoughts? Right? And so it is us that is creating our reality with our thoughts and how we perceive things. So it's not like, oh, we create, well, for me anyway, it's not like I'm creating a reality because I'm thinking about a glass all the time and this glass is going to appear somewhere. You know, it's really about my thoughts and recognizing that I'm the one that's thinking, and therefore I do have a choice to choose what to think. And I'll add, it's not always easy.
No.
It's not
No.
always easy. And I don't care who you are. You can be a minister, you can be anyone. But we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You know, so I think sometimes we've got to give ourselves a bit of slack and just feel and be wherever we are, knowing that this moment will pass. We're not going to stay here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this just popped up for me while you were talking. I'm a big believer that when we're born, we have all of our spirituality already. And just like everything else, it's how we are shown in our childhood growing up. Mm-hmm. We did not have church in my house. So I had a Lights and Unity teacher. Who asked me that question? Oh, Rev T. I was standing out feeling sad. It was around Easter time. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, she asked me, did nobody ever tell you about God growing up? Oh, I go, no. But I was always eager to learn about spiritual things. I wasn't like I am today. I was very shy, very introverted. When I was in grade 3, in the public school system, you got a little Bible, a little red Bible. And I remember feeling so proud of that little Bible. I can't remember if I read it or not. Mm-hmm. But so I guess one thing, as much as language and mathematics and all that, spiritual needs to be up there, maybe even on top before that. Mm-hmm. Because can you imagine asking a 5-year-old to go within and tell me what you think? I think that would be really cool. It would change a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see books today with faces with different feelings, like I'm angry or I'm frustrated or I'm confused, or and they do use those. As I know, when they're young, like how are you feeling? Point to the picture, kind of thing, right? Which I think is fabulous. And also, meditating from a young age, even if it's for 2 minutes and then going 3 minutes, I think that would be awesome, just to be still, no noise. And especially in today's day and age, there's so much noise around us. I feel like there's never not noise, whether it's the fridge making a noise or it's something, a car driving by, or there's just so much noise. So being able to just center yourself and be still as a child, to learn that, I think would be very healthy.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
I agree. And I also think that I don't know that we need to label it if it's taught in school. Just going back to basic principles. I'm not talking about unity principles, just like to love thy neighbor. If more of that, if that was part of the curriculum of studying, being kind to each other.
Values.
You don't need values, yes. And it doesn't have to, it's not my value versus your value. It's just basic human caring for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even
common
if that was
sense, I call it.
Common love.
Common love, but
love,
even
right?
common sense, because we can feel when somebody's being kind or they're not being kind, right? And so, these things, these values, I think are all important to us, because we don't want to be treated as not valued, as not by somebody who's not kind, by somebody who's angry, by somebody who is revengeful, all these kinds of things. When we think about ourselves and do to others as you would do to yourself, right?
Yeah.
I think that's key. That was one of the things that I had in my head for a long time, and I don't remember when. But yeah, would I want somebody to do that to me?
Yeah.
It brings up a question for me, Carrie, with your previous, your career as a childcare worker. You were a teacher?
I was the daycare teacher.
Daycare teacher. So given what we're talking about right now, did you see spirituality within children? Now, maybe at the time, or if you reflect back on it, can you see where spirituality came in?
When I was in, I'm going to say, my second year of working after I graduated, I was still pretty shy, but I would, for some reason, I waited till I was the only teacher in the room. But I had a mission that each child would get a touch from me every day. And I realize now, because I wanted them to feel that I noticed them. I didn't understand it. So that was a little bit of spirituality there. They don't know what. But when I did take a class on, I don't think it was meditation, but something. But I was still pretty young. I didn't quite go for that. Now I would. And I think today's teachers are more aware of meditation and stuff than some 40 years ago. But today I would.
And I'd invite you not to dismiss that touch that you did. To me, that's not a little bit of spirituality. That's what it's about. I think, like, I'm just getting teary because I can, if I were to be that child that received your loving touch like that, you can't get any better than that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that brings me to today's day and age, which makes me very sad, because I don't believe teachers are allowed to touch kids in any way anymore.
Right.
So, whether it's a hug, whether it's just, well done, buddy, which is just so sad. And I don't know, for me, that's...
Yeah, I would think that would not be the case in a daycare. How can you not touch a child? Your diaper changing, you're helping them dress.
True. Yeah, good point. But as they get older, when they go to elementary school and things like that, you can't comfort a child.
No,
But
that
in
would be
daycare,
difficult.
I can see that that's still relevant and necessary. I'll just share with you, and I can't remember who told me this, but I didn't think about it. My grandchild, whoever picks him up from school, not always, but most often, when you're putting him in the car, first of all, he takes off his snow outfit. He can't stand it, hates wearing it. Okay. So the minute he gets in the car, he gets undressed. And then you put him in his seat and he just starts crying. And I heard somewhere the reason that a lot of kids may do that is because they are so frustrated by holding everything in during the day that when they can be in that space that they feel safe, they just release it and let it out. Which made a lot of sense to me. And I thought, wow, that's also, if we understand these things more, we might do things a little differently.
Yeah, for sure.
So during your studies now, is there an area that you want to focus on? Like, we're talking about children right now. And so as an example, is there licensed Unity teacher program that targets children? Target is kind of not the good word, but
Youth.
Yeah. Or
Well, it's funny because yesterday we had the Cross Canada call,
yes.
and
Yes.
they were asking what is our vision for Unity Canada down the road. And I'm thinking, I don't have anything to say. So I'm sitting there and then I'm going, I do have something to say. Because most of our members are of a certain age, 60 and up. And the only way I can see it surviving is by getting families and kids. We need to do that. So yes, that could be a possibility for sure.
Yeah, they have a family and youth program, but I'm not sure how one gets involved in that.
Something to put on my list to look up.
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely, yes. Tell me about the courses. What kind of courses do you need to take to become an LUT?
Give me 1 second here. I don't know them all off by heart.
And I'll say licensed Unity teacher for those who may have come on late and don't know what LUT means.
So a lot of them are on foundations of unity, of prayer, meditation. The new thing for me, or the biggest learning curve, is the Bible. When I went to Unity in Toronto, my thought was, oh, good, they don't talk about the Bible. I did hear the word Jesus a few times, but I purposely wanted a non-denominational church. So when I moved here to Ottawa, I thought, okay, good. We're still on the same wavelength. But now that I'm taking courses and becoming more involved with Unity, I'm realizing Unity wouldn't be where they are today without references to the Bible.
Metaphysical interpretation.
Thank you. Yeah. So I know I read the Bible at some point on and off, but so I took two courses at the same time. One with overview of Christian scriptures and one was on Jesus teaching. I suggest if you're new to the Bible, don't take two at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, the New Testament, I can understand a lot. The Old Testament, or with the 5 books of
Moses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And all the other ones as well. They're a little harder to read.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And to interpret, right? And to interpret, because at Unity we don't take the Bible literally.
Literally. Yeah.
So we look at what meaning could there be behind the story, what it's saying. And so that's a challenge for me too. Sometimes it's to really understand how to interpret it metaphysically. And I think there's not one way. I think if anybody who reads it will metaphysically interpret it in a way that makes sense to them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but we believe that it's a history book. It's more of a history book than something that's the God-given law. And no disrespect to anybody, that's just Unity's teachings. The other thing I wanted to say is that Jesus is seen as a prophet, as a teacher who really, was an example of how to live and how to be when we want to be our highest selves and to be sort of the light in the world. And so that was something for me that was important too, because I'm non-denominational, and I think I'm a humanist sometimes, or I can't remember the other things, believing that everything is God and God is everything, and it's not one thing. And that's what I love about Unity, that that we accept it all and recognize that there are many paths to wherever you feel you're going.
Yes, a few things come to mind. So a lot of the laws and stuff that we have today, because of the gospel leader, the Moses, and all them, and they still work today, and we still pretty much have the same struggles as we did thousands and
Of years ago,
long,
yeah.
you know. And to me, Jesus just we hear or read the story, and it's like he's putting the Old Testament into everyday life.
Well, and I think he's also showing, because honestly, when I read the Old Testament, and I don't read the Bible, it's not something that I've ever done, but I might read a section, or I like to watch documentaries or shows or things like that, right, on anyone in the Bible. But the Old Testament is violent. There is so much violence there, you know, and so I think for me, what Jesus was saying, and he was Jewish, right? He was Jewish too. He was never a Christian because Christianity didn't exist when Jesus was around. But I think what he was trying to do is show that there's a better way to be, to care for your neighbor, to love your neighbor, you know, to respect your parents, to whatever it is, you know, to just be a loving presence, and just believe that, you know, I'm going to say, believe when you believe, that's really what creates something for you, your reality. Because again, it comes back to in here, right? The belief. Yeah. The belief is what cured people, because they believed if they touched his robe, they'd be cured.
Yeah. Oh boy, let's not go there, okay?
Anyway, I'm just saying. I was just comparing the Old Testament.
There's just so much BS there that I just don't. I can't sit here and take it. But I can believe what you were saying, Carrie, about seeing the word freedom. You didn't manifest the word freedom. It was always there. But that day it was there for you because you saw it. You could resonate with it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a wonderful point, Mark. And you know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about your spirit group sharing wisdom and the butterflies. Right? Yeah. Do you want to share that story?
Well, maybe Carrie is sort of in the background now. I want this to be the Carrie show.
Well, I think it's a discussion for all of us. And
it is, but she's been quiet for a bit. So
okay. So when we come back, because it is time for a break, we will carry on with Carrie, and I will hand it over to Mark to lead the next section and take it from there. So don't go away. Please just take a short break. If you need to go to the washroom, get a juice or a cup of tea or water, whatever it is, and we will be right back.
Having Courageous Conversations is proudly sponsored by Unity Kitchener. We are a welcoming spiritual community where open dialogue, personal growth, and authentic connection are encouraged. Join us Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern for inspiration, reflection, and meaningful conversation. Learn more at unitykitchener.org. Unity Kitchener, a positive path for spiritual living.
Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk. Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown. Center for Spiritual Living Denver. Unity of Garden Park. New Thought Philadelphia. The Sunshine Cathedral. Unity of Savannah. And the Ohm Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.
And we're back. So, Carrie, what would you like us to know about you? You want to speak more about your spiritual journey? I think that's a way of life for you, but I want to hear from you. What would you like us to know about you?
Well, I was just thinking, it's only recently that I had I don't want to use the word crisis, but I realized one day at church, we had Anne doing a talk one day, and she was talking about the golden key, about the gifts that we have inside. And then I remember sharing in fellowship, and I said, okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to say, but here's what I was thinking. And it came out, another aha moment. And I said out loud that I didn't love myself. And so therefore, I was not deserving of all of God's gifts. So I had a few days after that, and I think I talked with Rev T and some other people. And then I went, wait a minute, I do love myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here at Unity. I wouldn't be pursuing to be a licensed Unity teacher, all kinds of things. So I started telling myself that I am amazing. And I'm not big on affirmations. I have been. When I was in recovery, there's no way. That was the one thing I would not do with affirmations. I could not. So I've been slow in the affirmation part. But I've been writing out positive affirmations, and I thought, okay, I am amazing. And I can say it out loud now. But before, I would only write it out. But so I'm opening up myself more to self-love. I know I'm loved by my family, my friends, people, but it doesn't mean anything if I don't love myself. So now that I'm working more on that, I'm feeling, I knew up here that people love me, but now I'm starting to feel it here too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually, that's just an aha moment that just came. So I'm famous for my aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to be on this journey with you, and I'm so sorry to interrupt. But really it is, because you just say yes to everything, and you just you share what you're learning, you share, the joy that you get out of things, and that's really so special.
Thank you.
And I want to add authentic. You're very authentic. I've heard you speak a few times at the Sunday service, and when something goes amiss, you take a breath and you carry on. And to me, that's you're giving a teachable moment by doing that. I seriously think you are for me anyway. Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to go back to loving yourself and saying I'm amazing, and writing, and because I think a lot of us have that challenge, right? For whatever reason, I think it's a human thing, because we're trying to remember who we are. We're trying to, I think that's what the path is. So do you look in the mirror and say, I love you?
Not yet.
Okay. Because
I'm what
that's not easy. I've been trying to do that and to look into my eyes, and then I'm like, okay, who are you? Who are you loving? This body, or who are you?
I have to be in a real good mood, but I need to learn that I can still love myself even when I'm not in a good mood.
Exactly.
So, but I've had some people in the congregation come up to me or email me saying, I can relate to you and thank you for sharing. And I went, okay, that's what I want. That's, it's not just me that had all these feelings, that there are other people too.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't matter what stage you are in your life, you still may have that dip or that roller coaster. But I'm happy to say that it's not such a roller coaster for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's, just rolling hills, maybe.
Well, I like that analogy, rolling hills.
Yeah, beautiful.
So you said when you were in recovery, you said that no, affirmations are not for me. And so what is it about affirmations that you're allergic to?
Because they're positive. And I don't deserve positive affirmation. I don't deserve anything good in my life.
You didn't.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
didn't.
I didn't.
Then.
Right. Oh, yeah. I didn't deserve good things in my life.
At
Thank
that
you.
time. At that time.
I have my doubts some days, but that's very minor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's also for me as a, it's not skeptic that I am, but
You're a questioner.
Yeah, and you're a this and a that, like you're saying this and that. So it's not that you have found the miracle cure for accepting positive affirmations. What I'm hearing you say is some days this and some days that. And
Yeah.
and I appreciate
Thank you.
those words. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like going to classes, going to Sunday services, and because you see other people stay where they were and where they are now. Because I know of someone that said, no, I would not look in the mirror and say, I love you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now she does.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see it. Like you can see the, I don't want to say believability, it just shows, she glows, or, she's confident. That's the word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I have affirmations like stuck in different places. Just to remind myself, I go there and I'm like, oh yeah, people want to hear what I have to say because whatever the reason, I can't remember, but I read it, and things like that. So every now and again, I'll pass a mirror and there's an affirmation and look at it and say, oh yeah, that.
Yeah. And that's something I want to start. No, that is something I will start doing because I have friends that come over. So I don't want notes all over my apartment saying I am beautiful, I am amazing, I am whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that would be good for them too because they're reading it as I am. They're not reading it, oh, Carrie is.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's beautiful because that is the I am is the most powerful 2 words there are.
And I just figured out why. And this is something I struggled with for the first 2 or 3 months of Unity Ottawa with shame. Because I did not believe that I was worthy of God's love. And where am I going with this? So shame. So that was why I wouldn't tell people I was going to church again. I told a few friends because growing up, it's like church was not a good place to go or it was taboo or whatever. And I thought, oh, I don't want people to know. And it's no secret that a lot of people say unity is a secret. And I heard Reverend C said it a couple of months ago or last year. And I'm like, I don't want other people to know. But now that I've, got 2 years, 3 years behind me, I thought, okay, yeah, I do want other people to know,
Yeah.
being productive. That's mine.
Yeah, I hear you. And the funny thing is that I can't call it church. I call it my spiritual center,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's just because of how I've grown up and what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
So I can't say I wouldn't say to my family or anybody I go to church because it brings I grew up Jewish, and it just brings up something different in their minds than what unity is. So I prefer to say spiritual center. But it makes no difference to it, each to their own. What works for them is important because it's how you feel inside and what resonates with you.
And I tell people it's not religious, it's spiritual. There's a big difference. So they look at me. So I explain.
Yeah.
It's interesting about the church thing. I don't say church either. I say spiritual center. Wen says church. That's her comfort. Yeah. And where I went was when Reverend Kelly Isola spoke to us, like this is probably 219. And we were talking church, spiritual center. And she said, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it is a duck. So it is a church. Yes.
Oh, yeah. She's our speaker this week as well. I enjoy her because I think that she challenges us. She challenges me in my way of thinking. And I just did a class with her. I'll just share on Myrtle and Charles that was phenomenal. It's stuff that I hadn't thought about, I hadn't read anywhere, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I really enjoy the challenge of not just believing everything we hear, but the challenge of going into that deeper. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean to me? And how and does it? The other thing for me, and I don't know about you, Carrie, is the way that everything in my life that I've been to and done, I've taken what resonates and left whatever didn't behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like watching a good movie. Sometimes I have a movie that I like to watch over and over again. And every time I see it, I learn something different. So that's why it's good to have the services on the YouTube channel, because you can go back and say, oh, I missed that the first time around.
Yeah, good point. What are your favorite movies, if you don't mind me asking?
I like The Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
Oh, beautiful. Field of Dreams. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm a baseball fan. I'm a Toronto Blue Jays in 1976.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So I love baseball.
Great. Go ahead, Mark.
Carrie, you said earlier that you didn't believe that you were worthy of God's love. I think that was your words. What does that mean for you? You talk about the divine within. So being worthy of God's love, how does that translate for you?
It's still a work in progress, but it's I've started taking a class about learning how to pray. So I've been trying so hard to figure out how to pray that I got discouraged. And then about a month ago, I thought, okay, you know what? Just let it go. Because I don't want to say I'm a detailed person. I want to see examples first, and then I can go on my own. But it's hard. It's not something. So I'm learning through short prayer lessons, and the most I am comfortable with God is when I am in meditation, in my chair with my dog and a weighted blanket and a cup of tea. And I just put on calm music. It might be ocean waves, it might be some other piano music. And I just go in. And I wake up and I feel lighter. So right now I'm just having, just feeling God present in me. Sometimes I have some stuff come up, but mainly it's just the feeling God. I'm trying not to say him. I'm trying, but that's hard to do. But yeah, just to feel God present, it's comforting. And I feel safe. And that allows me to be safe in my world, human world, I guess. And I try not to be perfect. I try not to say things need to be done this way, because when I start doing that, everything goes wrong, right? So, so my goal is to actually go in with a question and see what happens.
Yeah, beautiful.
I bet your dog. What's your dog's name? I do know it, but I forgot it.
It's Abby.
Abby, right? I bet Abby feels that energy.
Yeah, you know what? Good point. Because she's calm the whole time. She doesn't move. Oh, I have to be aware of that. You're right. So yeah. And she knows my moods and stuff. And if I'm upset or whatever, she's like right there, like, pick me up, Mom.
That's beautiful. She wants to comfort you. So one last question from me, and again, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. When you use the word God, what does that mean to you? What is God to you?
Comfort, joy, everything the way it's supposed to be, whether I like it or not. Divine order. Yeah, it's an energy. It's just it's like a bubble. Yeah, almost like feeling protected.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. I feel that energy too.
Yeah. That was a good question. Nobody ever asked me that before, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I felt the energy in your words, like it came across. It came through the screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just going to share one quick thing about me, because I'm noticing a big difference this time than I was the last time in regard to understanding. So it's been a year in February that I've had this cochlear implant. This one I've had for about 22 years. So we did a test, and I am actually understanding with both of them on up to 70%.
Wow.
Before that, probably under 30%.
Wow. That's huge.
That's God.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
You know,
I find you so inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
You were going to say?
Gone. But that's one of my goals. So I want other people to be inspired, not necessarily by me, but by unity, because you will be inspired and you will be inspiring to other. You two are inspire me.
No,
So,
thank you.
It goes full circle.
Yeah.
And my other passion is I have a group that I help run for people with hearing loss. So my other passion too. So I like to show them it's okay to have hearing loss, and that they're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. It doesn't make you any different to anybody else. It's not a defect. It's not, it does, I think, yeah, it's just who you are and how you be.
Yeah, and I didn't always believe that. It's only been the last 5 years that I've come to realize, okay, you know what? It's me. It's not going to change. Well, I did change a little bit, but I mean, it's not going to be perfect healing.
And it doesn't make you any less of a person. I think that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people struggle with when they have ability challenges.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you face any type of discrimination?
Okay, I just finished saying I don't have any trouble understanding, but pardon?
Do you face any discrimination because of your hearing loss?
I probably did growing up, but I didn't know any different, and I couldn't hear. So, if people were talking about me behind my back, oh, I wouldn't have heard, especially in those days. But obviously not. Nothing had coming up.
Good.
So,
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
and I think one thing is it's a hearing disability too.
Yeah.
Although you turn my head, you will be able to see, but if you have long hair, you don't see hearing aids. Then they make them so small now, which is, don't fall for those commercials that say they're almost invisible, because that's what people think. They think shame if they think they can see that. Like, anyway, my soapbox. I hate it when they say, "Oh, we sell invisible hearing aids."
Yeah, good point. Good point. I do have another question. Sorry.
Time's up. Time's up.
Well, so where are you on your path now? Because I know, what is required, and how far are you on your licensed Unity teacher path?
Okay, so I am hoping by this time next year to apply for the course. And where I am on my journey, I think I can share this because it will happen on Sunday. We are Unity Ottawa having an AGM, and I am to be the next president.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Good for
Congratulations.
So I got inspired by the what was the meeting called? Unity called? What was the meeting? Cross Canada called, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I got some work to do. We got to get out in the community. So it's new. It'll be a new job. I'm vice president of my Hard of Hearing Club. So I will be busy.
You will be. Wow, that's amazing.
Good for you.
So I'm excited. I'm always going to be learning something new. I used to say I wanted to know everything yesterday. And I did that the first few months when I came back to Unity. I was like, okay, get this book, get this book, get this book. I probably haven't read 2 or 3 of them that I ordered already back then. But so,
yes.
Absolutely.
Because you need to learn it. You have to know it all to be there, right? If you're like me, to be there, you have to know everything. Well, I'm not so much like that anymore, but I think I know where you're coming from.
And part of that is because of my hearing. Because before a class, I would, especially if it's a subject that I'm not familiar with, I'd have to read up on the textbook and everything so that when I hear the lesson from the teacher, I know what she's talking about or what he's talking about. Because otherwise, I didn't do well on my test and my exams, but assignment and placement, I had no problem.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
It's certainly interesting. So Cheryl wanted me to mention about the butterflies that we did in our spirit group. So I'll put in, so a few years back, I had read a book, and in the book, the person said, okay, let's do an experiment. In the next week, so I'm challenging the watchers, in the next week, see how many butterflies you can see. So I did this in the spirit group, and the following week,
it was winter, right?
It was winter. It was in January. And I was getting emails from some people saying, like, Marg, like, hello, it's January. Where the heck am I going to see a butterfly? Well, it is so interesting, the butterflies that surfaced. There were tattoos of butterflies. There were somebody that was really stomping their foot and saying, no, I'm not going to find a butterfly. Remember that she had a petrified butterfly in her curio cabinet. There's a butterfly. Yes, they just surfaced all over the place. I even had somebody emailed me maybe 6 months later and said, Marg, there's butterflies all over my shower curtain. So back to what you said earlier about freedom was there. These butterflies were there, and it's just because of awareness, we could see the butterflies, and they have expanded into making butterflies. So that's another story. Yes, we did that as a project, a spirit group project last.
I think that's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. So these are examples of butterflies that our group made and gave out as their outreach project, as thank yous. And yeah, I think Jean said that she's made almost 80 of them now. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, that's amazing. It really is about our awareness. Everything that we need or want or, is around us. For me, it's about, what's the word? Raising my vibration to tap into it. It's about tapping into it. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the show. And so, Carrie, I wonder if there's something that you would like to leave our listeners with about your spiritual path of joy.
Allow yourself to be free.
Mm-hmm. Allow yourself to be free.
And to be open to what the good that you will receive.
Okay, beautiful. Mm-hmm. How about you, Mark?
Nothing is okay. So reaffirming, looking, and being aware, not searching. Whoa, that's profound. Not searching, but looking, just being the observer.
Yes.
What is there for me to see?
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah. And for me, interestingly enough, Carrie, freedom has always been something, that has been something, a word for me. I want freedom because I don't believe we can be free in this life. But anyway. But what I really appreciated, and, sharing as well, is the curiosity. The curiosity that comes with being open. I think the two together allow us to learn so much. And so, I thank you for being a living example of that, and for sharing your journey with us.
And you're welcome.
Yeah. So I want to invite everybody here to please like, share, and subscribe. And know that helps us reach more people. And if this is something you want to share, go ahead and send it everywhere. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Stay behind the scenes, Carrie.
Oh.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings.